Today's episode of The Real Deal with Damian Adams is brought to you by Quip. Quip is a company that's helping everybody to take care of their oral needs better. When I say oral needs, I mean brushing your teeth, taking care of your mouth, all right? And if you're not doing that well, you go to tryquip.com/The Real Deal and it will help you out. They will send you monthly supplies to help you take care of your mouth, make sure you're healthy there, and you get 10% off of refills by going to tryquip.com/The Real Deal. Again, that's tryquip.com/The Real Deal. That's tryquip.com/THEREALDEAL. Thank you for listening to The Real Deal with Damian Adams. This is Real Sports Talk for the Real Sports Fan. And I definitely appreciate all you Real Sports fans who are listening right now. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, thank you. I truly do appreciate it. And I would appreciate it even more if you shared this with your friends. If you like the show, don't be selfish. Go ahead and let your people know. Say, I like this show, The Real Deal with Damian Adams. Go ahead and subscribe. It's real easy. Just press a button. It's free. And give us that 5-star rating, that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That 5-star rating and review would definitely be appreciated. If you're listening on the 3-Point Conversion Station, thank you. The 3-Point Conversion Station is where fans' opinions matter. And if you're listening on Spreaker on the 3-Point Conversion Station, thank you. And I want to know your opinions. If you like the show, please let me know. If you don't like the show, let me know. Your constructive criticism will make me better. And I would appreciate it because I want to get better. I want to be great at this. And how would I know if I'm not good at something, or if I'm doing something not well, if you don't tell me? All right? Hold me up, hold me to a high standard, and let me know if I'm messing up at all. If you love the show, you think I'm doing everything perfect, don't be constructive. Go full on out with your love, and just let me know and say, Damian, I love your show, and let all your friends know that you love the show. I would truly, truly appreciate it. Very excited about today's show. Today's show is called Super Bowl and Chill. Of course, Super Bowl's coming up on Sunday, so we have to break down Super Bowl and each and every aspect of it. We also have Jaylen Dunlap, safety from the University of Illinois, an NFL draft prospect, coming on the show later on today to do our next level aspect of the show in our section. Talk to him about, what's going on with him right now as he gets ready for the NFL draft. Very excited about that part of the show as well. But we have to start, of course, with everything that's going on this week for the Super Bowl. And before the Patriots left to go to Minnesota and really, get full on into the Super Bowl, they had to give their fans a little message before they left. Let them know how much they love them and that they appreciate the support. And all that's good, man. It's great because Patriots fans are very dedicated. A lot of them, a lot of them aren't bandwagon fans. They've been there for a while. They were there before Tom Brady made them, or Bill Belichick and Tom Brady made them the franchise they are now. So I have respect for Patriots fans. It can be a little annoying, but I have respect for Patriots fans. And Tom Brady wanted to give this rousing speech and really rile them up before the Super Bowl. And he did the whole drop the mic thing. Everybody's like, oh, Tom Brady, he dropped the mic. He is such a beast. He dropped the mic. Oh, my God. We weren't ready for Tom Brady to drop the mic. And I'm here to say, let's see if that speech was really that good, right? Everybody's like, because he literally put the mic up and dropped it. Everybody's like, oh my God, Tom Brady is so great. So now let's take a little second, or about a minute, and listen to what Tom Brady had to say. And was it really a drop the mic type speech?
For your support all year. It's been an incredible journey. We got one more to go. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of hard work. We're playing a great team, but I'll tell you what, we got a locker room full of guys that are ready for the challenge. And I know we obviously can't bring you all to Minnesota with us. Maybe some of you can come, but you guys are with us. We know that. You know that. We all know that. Patriot Nation stronger than ever. We got one more to go. We're going to go out there and try to win it for you guys. And that's all we got. We love
Okay. So, you hear him give this speech where he doesn't really say anything. But then at the end, he drops the mic. When you drop the mic, you're supposed to say something definitive. You're supposed to make some type of statement. You're supposed to be like, we gonna win it, and we out. Then drop it. I would drop my mic, but it costs too much money, and I don't have that much money to pay for another one. But when you say something that is drop the mic worthy, we know it before you actually drop the mic. You don't have to literally drop the mic to, in fact, drop the mic. Tom Brady might have literally dropped the mic, but his speech was not drop the mic worthy. Come on, we're gonna win it. We're gonna try to win it and do our best for you guys. Patriots out. Okay, let's not steal Kobe's Mamba out. He did that. You know, only the president's cool enough to do that as well as Kobe did. Tom Brady's not on that level of cool when it comes to being able to do that during a speech. You have other players on your team who could have gave a better speech, but I guess Tom is the guy they want to hear from. But let's not act like he did something major by dropping the mic. That's all I've been hearing today. Tom Brady dropped the mic. He's so ready to play. He is on fire. No, he's not. No, that was a whack speech. It was whack. W-A-C-K. Whack. Okay, come on, man. I know the man's one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. And I said one of, not one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. He's been playing on maybe the greatest team of all time when you look at his entire career. It's definitely one of the greatest runs we've ever seen, if not the greatest. Give him that. He's probably the most accomplished quarterback when you think about team accomplishments. But just because of that doesn't mean we should lose perspective on other things. His speech that was not mic drop worthy is very separate from his actual play. I don't want people... come on, man. Let's be real. We got to keep it 100. Keep it 100. If that was somebody else who gave that speech and dropped the mic, you'd be like, why did they drop the mic? Why are they out here dropping expensive equipment when it's not even worthy of dropping the expensive equipment? If you're going to drop the mic, man, say something. Say, we're going to go out there and we're going to bust them up. Then drop it. Or, the Eagles have no chance. Y'all know we got this. Then drop it. The Eagles? Who are the Eagles? You think they can fly on us? Then drop it. But, we're going to try to win for you guys because you guys are the best fans. Patriots out. Then drop it. That's weak. The weakest drop the mic moment of all time belongs to Tom Brady. But nobody's acting like that happened. Or they're acting like this was actually a drop the mic moment. It wasn't. At all. Come on, man. Let's be real. But that's enough of me getting on that speech, man. Let's actually get into the game. Now, of course, when you try to break down the game, there's so many different aspects to it because football is such a complementary sport. Everything connects to everything else. It's like the human body pretty much. You know, the hand connects to the arm, connects to the upper arm, elbow, all that stuff. Everything needs to work in unison for your body to work and for you to be able to walk down the street. Same thing with football. We get caught up in individual matchups that don't even really go against each other. Like Nick Foles is not going against Tom Brady. Nick Foles is going against the New England defense. So can Nick Foles do what Tom Brady does in this game? Maybe. We know Tom Brady is better than Nick Foles, but Nick Foles going against the Patriots defense. Maybe he's able to hold up his end of the bargain and really hold up that end. And really, come out there and maybe outplay Tom Brady because Tom Brady's going against a better defense in Philly. But we act like it's Tom Brady versus Nick Foles, like they're having a skills competition or something. Nah. It's not that way. So let's really break it down. So, of course, you got to start with quarterback play. Now, when it comes to quarterback play in a vacuum, of course, the Patriots have the advantage. Okay, because you have Tom Brady, who's been here, done that. His 8th Super Bowl appearance. Freaking ridiculous. The Patriots and Bill Belichick and him are just ridiculous when it comes to consistency. And last week, he definitely showed some brilliance coming back against the Jaguars. Even though you can argue the Jaguars choked that up and should be the ones in this game right now. But, I digress. We are moving on to the Super Bowl. And when you have somebody who's had so many experiences in this moment. It's another football game to them. This is not, you're not going to see Tom Brady choke. If he plays bad, it's going to be because the Eagles force him to. It's not going to be because he got nervous or he just wasn't ready. Now with Nick Foles, that's a possibility. The moment could get too big for him. It could be where the lights are too bright. He wasn't ready for it. Now against Minnesota, he was ready. Against the Falcons, he did all right. He was okay. The defense was more the MVP in that game. But because he has such a great defense behind him, good running game, good offensive line, good wide receivers, you don't need Nick Foles to be Tom Brady. Now for the Patriots, they need Tom Brady to be Tom Brady in this game for them to win. But that's the thing. He's already Tom Brady, and he's been here before. You don't have to worry about him underperforming. Nick Foles, if it comes down to a point where they need Nick Foles to make plays, can he do it again? Did it against Minnesota. Now, Minnesota shouldn't have been in that game anyway. But he was able to muster up that clutch gene that Skip Bayless likes to talk about and really be about it. For Tom Brady, if he's got time in the pocket, he's good. He's going to find somebody. He's going to make moves like that incredible 3rd and 18 play against the Jaguars. He just leans over a little bit, makes the linebackers move. Next thing you know, Danny Amendola is open in the middle of the field. He just knows how to do the little things because he's a vet. He's been here before. So when it comes to individual quarterback play, of course the Patriots have the edge. But is that edge as big as we think it is? And the reason I say that is because quarterback play is not something you can do by yourself. Like I said earlier, it's not a skills challenge. You're not throwing at little targets out there. You have to have the offensive line blocking. Got to have your wide receivers get open, running backs get open, whoever you're trying to throw to. Got to have the running game working to set up the pass plays, maybe set up that play action or those run pass options that the Eagles like to do. There's a lot of things that go into this outside of just the quarterback. Let's get into one of those things. So the running game. Now, both of these teams can run the ball. You have the Patriots who have the combination of Lewis, Burkhead, and White, right? And Gillislee, I believe, may be out with a knee injury. And he hasn't been getting that much time anyway when everybody else has been healthy. Burkhead is now on injury report, so I think they'll be all right there. With the Eagles, you have Ajayi, Clement, and Blunt. Who has the better running game? I would have to go with the Eagles having a better running game because when you think about Jay Ajayi, he's somebody who's by himself an elite running back when given the opportunity to really carry the ball. We've seen it in these last 2 playoff games. When you say we need you, Ajayi, to really carry the load for us, he can do that. And against the Patriots defense, that small front 7 who's giving up 4.7 yards per carry, yes, 4.7 yards per carry, he can do it against them. Now, the Patriots defense has looked good these past 2 playoff games, but they went against the Titans. Offense is horrible, garbage. Jaguars, offense is okay at the best, right? Because you got Fournette, good running game, but you got Blake Bortles back there, QB. And Blake Bortles played his best game probably ever and still only had 250 yards. Like, that shows you what level we expect from Blake Bortles. So when they go against the Titans and the Jaguars for their 2 playoff games, you don't really get a good gauge of how good that front 7 is for the Patriots. And I think in this game, it's going to, of course, the Super Bowl, so it's going to be a test anyway, but it's going to be a big test against that Eagles running game for the Patriots defense. Did they turn a corner before the playoffs and we're really seeing what they are? Or did he just play against 2 teams from the AFC, which has been subpar this year, and they out here like the Cleveland Cavaliers, and they just coming from a weak conference and benefit from that? I think that's something that a lot of people aren't talking about because it is the Patriots. And we're like, oh, it's the Patriots. We know they're good. But maybe they came from a weak conference, and they had 2 weak playoff games. So how you get the Titans and the Jaguars? Jaguars have a great defense. They look very good going forward. But let's not act like they didn't have Blake Bortles at quarterback, and in the second half, they just ran out of plays. They kept running the same plays in the second half of that game. And of course, as Bill Belichick, as a defensive guy and a defensive coordinator they have there, who's probably going to be a head coach pretty soon, you're going to adjust to a team that's running the same plays over and over and over again. Every first down, we're going to run the ball. Every first down, you're going to run the ball, Jags? The Eagles aren't going to do that. So you got to believe that the Eagles have the advantage when it comes to the running game, which will help Nick Foles and make that gap between Nick Foles and Tom Brady a little bit closer. Pass catchers. Now, this isn't just your wide receivers. It's your tight ends and your running backs out the backfield. So you think about New England. You got Gronk, Brandon Cooks, Amendola, who some people call playoff Amendola. You got James White. A great core of pass catchers there, especially if Gronk is healthy, because Gronk opens up everything for everybody else, because you got to double team Gronk, or you got to do something to try to put a lot of attention on him from the defense. That opens up everything else for everybody else. For the Eagles, you got Alshon Jeffrey, Zach Ertz, Aguilar, Torrey Smith. When it comes to the pass catchers, I would give the advantage to New England. Because even though Zach Ertz is pretty good, he's no Gronkowski, right? And that's your big tiebreaker. We have Gronkowski out there. Like I said, you got to double team him. If you don't, you got to have an elite safety or an elite linebacker who can stay with him. And only 2, 3, maybe 4 teams have that type of player who can stick with Gronk by themselves. I don't think the Eagles have that type of guy in their secondary. So I'm going to go pass catchers, New England. So if you're keeping track, quarterback play, New England. Running game, Philly. Pass catching goes to New England. Next, the offensive line. So for the offensive line play, you got to look at how much time the quarterback gets, how big are the holes they create for the running back, and are you able to run your plays the way you want to and not have to worry about time being cut too short because your offensive line is doing this job. Both of these lines are good, right? You're really splitting hairs when it comes to this aspect of it. New England does a good job. They did a really good job against the Jaguars, who are called Saxonville. And they were able to give Tom Brady all the time in the world. Now, part of that's on Jacksonville. They should have brought more pressure, maybe. Didn't have nose for a rush. And, Philly's going to bring that pressure. They're going to come up with creative ways to not only just have those 4 come, but to have 5, 6 people come and be able to stick the wide receivers just long enough and make Tom Brady get rid of the ball earlier than expected. Now, with the Eagles, with the things they do, especially in the playoffs, they've been doing these run-pass options and real quick things. The offensive line doesn't have to block that long on passing downs. And you've seen on running downs, they're creating holes for Ajayi and Blunt and really wearing down the defense. So for the offensive line, I would go Eagles for the advantage on that aspect of the game, just because they're doing a great job. You don't have to block too long on passing plays because they're doing something real quick, making sure Nick Foles doesn't have to read a whole defense and things of that nature. The running game, you're getting 4.7 yards per carry during the regular season, even more during the playoffs with Ajayi. And you went against Atlanta and Minnesota's defense, and you did this, right? With New England, the Titans' defense is okay. It wasn't the best. They were able to, pretty much carve them up. Jacksonville, of course, has one of the best defenses in the league, if not the best. And in the fourth quarter, they're able to start carving them up. But it wasn't through the running game. It was through the passing game, and I think that Jacksonville got tired of rushing because Jacksonville's offense kind of left their defense out to dry. So was it New England's offensive line doing such a great job, or just Jacksonville's offense leaving their defense out to dry, which made it easy for New England's offense to protect Tom Brady? I think that's a good combination of what really happened. And because of that, I give the Eagles' offensive line the edge over New England's offensive line. So when you talk about the offenses in a whole, they're pretty close when you think about it. Even though Tom Brady, of course, is way better than Nick Foles, at the end of the day, it's not just on them. And now when you have Tom Brady and Nick Foles, but Nick Foles has Jay Ajayi and an offensive line and a good passing game with, big wide receivers out there, it makes it closer. I would give New England the overall edge on offense, but by a very small margin. Now let's talk about the defenses real quick. Now on defense, you got to start with the front seven. And the front seven of the Eagles is elite. One of the best in the league. You think about it. They shut down Atlanta. Very good offense. Shut them down because of the pressure they're able to bring. Think about Minnesota, who came into this game rolling on offense. Just able to do the right things. And they shut down Case Keenum. Forced him to pass the ball. Defensive line was bringing that pressure. Case Keenum made some mistakes that we didn't see him make all season. The Patriots, they went against the Titans. Can you really gauge what their front seven was able to do against the Titans? Jaguars. Another limited offense. So when it comes to the playoffs, you got to give the edge to the Eagles. The Eagles have the 4th-ranked defense because of their front seven. Secondary isn't thought of as elite. So when you have an offense that's not thought of as elite, you got to go with, or a secondary, that's not thought of as elite, you got to go with that front seven. That's really bringing that pressure for them and making them rank that high. So because they have the great defensive line and good linebackers that can run side to side, stop the run, makes the secondary look better. So I got to give the front seven advantage to the Eagles. Now you talk about the secondary. Now with the secondary, the New England Patriots have the names of people you trust. You think about Malcolm Butler, who made the game-saving interception in the Super Bowl a couple years ago against the Seahawks. He's somebody who you trust in these moments. Stephon Gilmore, he's somebody who you paid the big money to, so you trust in these big moments. And he made the play of the game against the Jaguars, where Blake Bortles made an excellent read. He saw the one-on-one matchup, and Gilmore just made a hell of a play to deflect the ball to pretty much close out the game for the Patriots last week. And that's why you pay him the money, because you know he's capable of doing that. For the Eagles, you got Jenkins back there. You have some good players, but no names that you really trust. Jenkins has been to Super Bowl before, but he had much less role with the Saints back then as he was so young. So you got to give the secondary advantage to the Patriots. But the problem is the Patriots front seven is nowhere nearly as good as the Eagles front seven. So the front seven kind of evens it out, because now with the Patriots, they might have to stick their wide receivers 3, 4, or 5 seconds on plays, where Nick Foles might try to create something. With the Eagles front seven, the Eagles secondary is sticking their guys for 2, 3 seconds max. Changes everything. So defensively, of course, the edge goes to the Eagles. And with the edge going to the Eagles on defense, of course, it just really makes the game a little tighter than you expect when you really break it down in that fashion. And then special teams, both teams are good on special teams. I don't think there's a real edge there either way. You could have Amendola do some things, but neither team's going to make a mistake on special teams, I believe. So it really comes down to offense and defense. And that's why you have these two teams that are so evenly matched going into this one. A lot of people are saying Patriots by a lot, but I don't see it. So who do you have? After you break it down that way, you really think about it. Who do you have winning? Patriots, Eagles, who you got? I'm going Eagles. I'm going Eagles to win this one because when you get pressure on Tom Brady, right? That's the big cliche now. You get pressure on Tom Brady with 4, or you get pressure on Tom Brady at all, change the whole aspect of the game. And I think that the Eagles can do that. You get pressure on Tom Brady, they'll find a creative way to try to stop Gronk. And now, once you do that, with the pressure also, that's the big thing. Because you could say, a lot of people say, well, Gronk got knocked out of the Jaguars game, they still found a way to win. It's because Tom Brady was sitting back there all day. He was literally sitting back there just like, okay, cool. Okay, Amendola's going to get open eventually. If I'm just sitting back here for 5, 6, 7 seconds, he'll get open. I'll find somebody. And you had Brandon Cooks getting open because you got so much time. Take away that time and Gronk. Now what do you do? So, with them being able to do that, I think that the Patriots defense has not been tested at all in the playoffs. They won't be ready for it in this game. So I'm going with the upset. Eagles 27, Patriots 24. Heard it here first. Eagles 27, Patriots 24. Alright, so that was my Super Bowl breakdown. I'm going to take a quick commercial break, and when I come back, we'll talk a little NBA before we get into our special guest, alright? Today's episode of The Real Deal with Damian Adams is brought to you by Vroom. Vroom is a site where you can shop for cars online. So why go through the hassle of going to the dealership? You're trying to get a car, you already know what you want. You're trying to get this car, but now they're trying to hassle you on getting a price and trying to get a down payment out of you. Instead of going through all that, go to Vroom online. You get your car is usually 8% cheaper than you would get it on the lot. So if you go to shopvroom.com/therealdeal, you get free delivery to your house by using shopvroom.com/therealdeal. That's shopvroom.com/THEREALDEAL. Remember, shopvroom.com/therealdeal. Free delivery of the car to your home. So let's talk a little basketball, and welcome back to The Real Deal with Damian Adams. Now, I'm a New Orleans Pelicans fan, so of course I was watching the game on ESPN the other night. We beat the Houston Rockets, second best team in the league, a team that rarely loses when they both have both Chris Paul and James Harden healthy. So it's exciting, man. We out here rolling, winning 8 out of the last 10 games, and then towards the end of the game, Boogie Cousins tears his Achilles. Right? And for anybody who's familiar with that injury, they know it's a devastating injury that takes a lot of time to come back from. He's definitely out for the season at least. And a lot of people are saying, well, now the Pelicans should go ahead and just blow it up. And that's blasphemy. Why would the Pelicans just blow it up like that? There's no reason to blow it up when you're sitting in the 6th spot in the Western Conference. And people forget, a few years ago, 2015 I believe, the Pelicans made the playoffs with Anthony Davis and Drew Holiday being their main guys. Now, their team looked a little different back then. You had Eric Gordon, Ryan Anderson, who are both now, flourishing for the Houston Rockets. But with Etuan Moore, Rondo, those guys can step their game up a little bit. This New Orleans team can still be formidable. Now, will they be as scary as they were with Boogie Cousins and Anthony Davis? No, of course not. And it just sucks, man. It really sucks because Boogie's on a contract year. It's going to affect his money again. Because you think about the fact that he got traded from Sacramento to New Orleans. That affected his money in a way. Because now he won't get the Supermax deal that you've seen players like Steph Curry and Russell Westbrook get, where it was, upwards of $200 million. He's not eligible for that anymore because he got traded. And, I'm going to be honest with you. I was not a big Boogie fan when he was in Sacramento. Now, of course, I'm a Pelicans fan, so when he came to the Pelicans, I had to be like, okay, clean slate, I'm going to give you a shot. Right? I got to give you a shot. I can't judge by what you did in the past. I have to be objective, and hopefully you can help my team. Last year, they went through some growing pains. They weren't used to playing with each other. The trade happened, more than halfway through the year, so it took time. And towards the end of the year, you started to see things. This year, they went through some inconsistent play. And one of the things that, kind of gets on your nerves about Boogie is that he wouldn't get back on defense sometimes and things of that nature. But when him and AD are both going at the same time, they can compete with anybody. And now that he's out, it really, really stinks. But to say that New Orleans should go ahead and just, shelve the season, that's ridiculous. They should not do that. You're still very competitive. And in that Western Conference, if you get that 6th spot, you get the Spurs, who may not have Kawhi Leonard. Or you get the Timberwolves, who are young, who have a lot of inexperienced players in the playoffs. Maybe you can make some noise in that first round. Now, are you going to win the second round against the Rockets or the Warriors or somebody like that? No. But it'll be great to get to the playoffs, and even if you don't win that first round, you just make some noise, win some games. It just gives you a great feeling going into next year. Where maybe you have Boogie coming back, and you can sign some other players. But if you shelve it now, you lose your fan base, and it just makes for a horrible offseason. Horrible rest of the year. You still got a long rest of your year left. You can't shelve it now. You can't start shipping players out. You definitely can't trade Anthony Davis. Like Alvin Gentry said, I'm going to trade Anthony Davis, but it's going to take the entire New England Patriots and 2 of their planes. You can't trade a player like that. You can't. It's hard when you have a top 5 player in the league, somebody who can be a generational talent or who is a generational talent. You can't trade those guys. Once you lose them, it takes you years to recover. Ask Cleveland what happened to them when LeBron James left to go to Miami and how garbage they were for 4 years, just pure garbage. You know, it takes a while, especially if you're not a franchise that's built to come back from that. So, you know, I hope that Boogie gets a fast recovery and then can come back for the start of next year. Just feel sorry for the brother, but you know, sometimes that's the breaks. Now let's talk a little more about basketball before I get into our guest. Our guest comes on, excuse me. So yesterday we had a really good game between the 76ers and the OKC Thunder. And the first time they played this year, the game with a triple overtime, there was a lot of trash talk going back and forth between Embiid and Russell Westbrook. Westbrook didn't like the fact that Embiid waved off Steven Adams off the floor after he got fouled out. And you could tell there was a little bad blood going in this one. Joel Embiid hits a little pump fake one time, drive past Steven Adams, just yams it on Russell Westbrook, who tried to take a charge. Why you do that, Russ? I don't know. And stares him down. Then a few plays later, Paul George comes down and tries to yam on Embiid. Almost got him. Got the foul call. And admitted later that he wanted to get his guy, Russell's back, and tried to dunk on Embiid for him. And the game ended up, you know, the Thunder won the game by like 10 points, I believe, at the end. But it was a good competitive game for most part. And this is the type of basketball we need right here. You know, we need this competitive nature. We guarantee you're never going to see Joel Embiid go join Russell Westbrook on the same team. He's not going to Kevin Durant this. He wants to go and beat them. He wants to beat the best. He's going to talk trash to the best. This is what makes sports great. Like, there's no way you can watch that game yesterday and just feel the energy and just love it, what you were watching. And that's what we need more of. As football season comes to an end, we're going to start seeing more basketball, and we need more of this. Less drama, talking about how Cleveland's doing so bad and how IT and Kevin Love can't get along. Not in-team drama. We need drama between opposing players. All right? More of the Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook type stuff. Joel Embiid, Russell Westbrook type stuff. Players going at each other. Really being competitive. That's what makes sports great, man. So I'm really looking forward to the NBA. We're going to start breaking down games more in detail after the Super Bowl and really getting into it. Can't wait. NBA is my favorite sport. Love the way they dribble up and down the court. Pick and roll. I love to give and go. So we're going to take a quick break and be right back with Jaylen Dunlap from the University of Illinois, NFL draft prospect. Hey, what's going on, y'all? Got a message from all my dog lovers out there. The Real Deal with Damian Adams is sponsored by BarkBox. So if you go to trybarkbox.com/therealdeal, you can get $5 off each BarkBox you get per month. Now, a BarkBox is a box full of toys and gadgets and all different types of stuff for your dog. And if you truly love your dog, you want your dog to be happy, get them BarkBox. So that's trybarkbox.com/therealdeal, TRYBARK dog.com/THEREALDEAL. All right? Trybarkbox.com/therealdeal and get money off your BarkBox. Why not do it? It's cheap. It's easy. Get that money off your BarkBox, all right? We'll be right back. Welcome back to The Real Deal with Damian Adams. And on the phone line, I have a very special guest, NFL draft prospect, former defensive back for the University of Illinois, Jaylen Dunlap. How you doing today, Jaylen?
I'm doing well, man. I'm doing well.
Now, for people who are not familiar with your game, how would you describe yourself as a player?
Physical corner that's a cover. Not just a cover corner. A guy that can shut down the number one receiver and not afraid to stick his nose in and get into some action and make some tackles.
Okay. And do you take pride in being a physical corner? A lot of cornerbacks, go out there and it kind of seems like it's not their job to tackle, but it seems like you take pride in that aspect of it. Do you do that? Is that something that's very important to you?
Yes, sir. That's definitely something I take pride in. Being a bigger corner, being a corner that's over 6 foot, over 190 pounds, it's just something that I have to do, It's part of my game, it's what separates me from the next corner that may not be willing to come in and stick his nose in and make tackles, Everybody's going to make tackles when they have to, but it's just being and willing to make tackling, is the main thing. And I feel like I'm a guy that loves to get physical and tackle, as well as be finesse and cover receivers.
Okay, yeah, I definitely like what I'm hearing there. Now, some people may not be familiar with you because you went to the University of Illinois. What made you choose that university?
I'm a kid. I'm from Chicago, so it was a chance to be close to home, to where my parents were able to come to all my games, and my family being able to come to my games, and without having to travel and expenses and things like that. So that was the main reason. So it was Illinois.
Okay. And are you really close with your family? Is that a relationship that is something that has made you who you are today?
Yes, sir, definitely. I had an older brother that played college ball at the Division I level. My pops is in my life. He's a big key in my life. My Pop Warner coach. So he's just been there from the start. My mom was a team mom for my little league team. She was the mom handing out the Gatorades and the Gusher snacks and the chips and everything at their games. So just football has been part of my life. My family has been there from the start.
Okay. No, I definitely like that. And so what would be your plans? You get that first NFL check. Do you have plans for how you would spend it? How would you go ahead and set up the family? Would you save it? What would you do with that first check?
Yeah, well, the first thing I want to do is give back to my little league team. I just want to make sure people that's in need, I take care of them as much as I can. Of course, family. My family set my family up to where they don't have to worry again about anything. But mainly, I'm gonna just try to figure out ways that I could give it back before I spend it on myself. For people that's in need of it. That's just my main goal, man. It's just trying to inspire people. Just get help however I can. Whether that's going back and talking to the kids and just showing my face and letting them know that it's possible to be able to overcome their situation and the circumstances that they grew up in. It's possible to overcome it, and that's my main goal.
Oh wow, I really like that a lot. Is there something that happened in your upbringing that you had to overcome that makes you want to give back in such a big way?
Something that happened in my upbringing. I can just say just life, just every day. Just every day, when I was growing up in Chicago, just even the kids that I played with in Little League, some of those guys chose different routes, and it was because it wasn't guys that came back and showed us it was possible. They didn't have father figures, so they didn't have no one that can instill that in them. But just was guys that was better than me, you know, that I feel could be in the NFL right now. That some in jail, some dead, you know. It's crazy, you know, guys that I played with, you know, guys that I grew up spending night at their house, you know. It's just, I just want to just show that it's just have hope, you know, because it's easy to just have hope. It's easy to just have hope when you're out there in the field, when you're a little kid, but when you don't see no way out of it, you know, it just falls back on like what do you see a way out doing, you know, what do you see every day? They see guys that's doing bad things, so you know those are the guys that they see being successful and they think that's successful, you know, just having a little bit of money. They think that's successful, and so they look up to those guys because there's no guys coming back and being the influential as they should be, you know, guys that's really successful and doing the right things in life. So I could just say just how the cookie crumble is just everything from when I was 5 years old. I started playing football when I was 5 to now. You know, all my friends that's you know, I got friends that's in jail, that's been in jail, in and out of jail. I got friends that's dead, you know. So, I mean, and those are good athletes, you know, just made a couple wrong decisions that I feel like, because it wasn't the idol, you know, it wasn't no one that was influential in their life that was successful enough to say, hey, I want to be like that guy, you know.
Okay, now I really like that a lot. I definitely understand where you're coming from. You know, growing up, I was a basketball player, and there was a lot of players who I felt had the talent to make it to the league, or at least go overseas, and didn't live up to their potential because they went the wrong route. So I definitely like what I'm hearing from you, and that hopefully that you can inspire, you know, young people that's out there now to go the right direction. So speaking of inspiration, what players kind of inspire you that you see in the league now? Is there anybody that you kind of pattern your game after?
I try to take a little bit from everybody's game. You know, whether that's Pat P. He's a guy that I watch a lot. Richard Sherman. You know, Josh Norman. I could learn from a lot. You know, Peanut Tillman.
Okay.
You know. He's a turnover king, you know, punching the ball, try to punch the ball out as much as I can. Patrick Peterson, like I said, he's an athletic freak. I'm a guy that's ran a 4.3 at this size, at a big size, you know. So I try to take my game from a lot of people. Josh Norman is a great competitor. He go hard every play. Tackles. Same with Richard Sherman, another great competitor. Jaylen Ramsey, he's a dog. You know, comes with the savageness and the confidence and the swagger. You know, so I try to take a lot from a lot of guys. You know, that's playing at a high level. You know, so I just can't say it's just one person.
Okay, and speaking of Jaylen Ramsey, he's somebody who's definitely not shy about talking a little trash out there, letting you know that he's the best. Is that your style?
Yeah.
Are you more of a talker, or are you more quiet on the field?
I really don't go into a game thinking like I'm just gonna talk, you know. But I mean, if that's how I'm feeling, that's how I'm feeling. You know, it's a passion. You know, I got a passion for the game, so it's not just like predetermined. I'm thinking about what I'm gonna say or think. It's just how I feel at the moment, you know, and it shows on the film how passionate I am and how I feel about the game.
Yeah, I definitely like that right there. Now, what are some of your hobbies outside of football? What are some things you do to relax when you're now out there grinding and practicing?
Man, I just chill, watch Netflix, play Madden, 2K. Yeah, that's really it.
Okay, I'm gonna have to find out your username and see you in that 2K because I'm bad on them sticks.
Yeah. I'll give you that work, man.
Yeah.
I'm the truth.
All right.
The truth, man.
I'm gonna take your word on that.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
I see there's certain sites that have you ranked as somebody who can go between the 4th and 6th round. Does that bother you at all that they don't have you ranked as a top guy?
bother me, but at the end of the day, man, it was our opinion. You know, I feel like I'm one of the best corners in the country. You know, I take it as fuel to the fire. You know, you think I'm a 4th round guy or a 6th round guy, which is crazy, but I just take it as fuel to the fire. You know, I've been doubted my whole life, so it's not nothing that I just get mad or I pay too much attention of. But when I need that extra little rep in the weight room, when I'm tired, I may think about that, and that may get me over that edge.
Okay, I like that. Now, for people who have never trained for something like this, what is your daily routine during this aspect of it where you're getting ready for the combines and all those things that lead up to the draft?
Well, I'm training out at Pete Bomaritos out at Davie, Florida, South Florida. So I wake up around like 6:30. Get to the office around like 7:15. We start at 7:30. We eat breakfast at 7:30. Then the day starts at 8. You know, whether that's massage or just pre-treatment, things like that. And then we go into the speed work, or we go into the field or practicing on the 40-yard dash. And then after that, we go into a little bit of position work where we practice on the skill challenges that you're going to be presented at the combine. Then a list. Then we watch film on how we ran and try to critique that. And then that's it. And then I go home.
Okay.
And of course, I'm eating meals in between those times, but that's about it. Go home and chill. Wake up and do it again. It's a grind.
Yes, sir. And is there anything that you're in particular that you feel that you have to work on, that not as a weakness, but something that you feel, okay, I see this is right here, something that I need to improve on the most?
Yeah. Just sharpening up on hip work, working my hips, and just getting in and out of breaks. You know, as a corner, you can never be too good at that. You know, so that's just something that I try to work every day. That I get a chance to every time I'm out on the field doing skill work, just working my hips and being able to start and stop as fast as I can.
Okay. Now, I don't want to keep you too long, but I do have to put you on the spot before I let you go. Super Bowl this Sunday. Who you got? Eagles or Patriots?
Patriots.
You got the Patriots?
Yeah, that's a no-brainer, man. You can't go against that man, Tom Brady. The Eagles is a great team. The Eagles doing their thing this year, but the Tom Brady, I don't know. Tom Brady just worked magic. He might be the greatest football player of all time, in my opinion.
No, I definitely can see that. You have somebody who's been this consistent for this long. Like, it's crazy that he's been this consistent for this long.
Yeah.
The man almost 41 years old, still doing this.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I definitely can't be mad at you for that one. But I want to thank you for coming on to the show. Where can people follow you on social media?
Well, they can follow my Instagram, and my Twitter is the same thing, at Successful Juice, JU1CE instead of I. Successful JU1CE on Instagram and Twitter.
Okay. Thank you for coming on to the show, man. I really appreciate it. Wish you the best of luck going forward. Definitely can't wait to see you on Sundays out there picking people off and laying that helmet down.
For sure.
And until next time, y'all, follow me at The Real Deal WDA on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, everything. And until next time, go real or go home.